everyone and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name is Katarina. Today's video is going to be a casual chatty get ready with me video. I will be applying some makeup and I will be talking about my life at the same time. So let's just get into it. I'm going to use my Catrice Sensational primer. I will be testing a new foundation today, so I'm really excited about that, but let's first apply the primer. I'm not sure if I'm going to talk about all of the products, but all of them I will list down below. I was supposed to film a completely different video today about project panning and where I am currently with my panning journey, but I just felt that I don't necessarily want to talk about that in a Chatty Get Ready With Me video, because I have made notes and everything, and in Chatty Get Ready With Me videos it's so easy to get distracted and talk about makeup, and then if there is an actual topic to talk about, the video is all of a sudden all over the place. So that video I'm going to film later, maybe next week, and I'm going to do it as a sit-down video because I do have some thoughts. Today instead I decided that I am going to just apply my makeup and chat about whatever is on my mind. The foundation that I got, I actually have two shades of it, is the Catrice Invisble Coverage Foundation. I decided to buy this foundation because the foundation that I have been using recently, the Essence Fresh and Fit foundation, this is one of my favorite foundations in winter. However, I have noticed that when the weather is still warmer, this one just doesn't last long enough and I will get really oily. I have noticed when I have edited my videos and I have had this foundation on and the ring light gets hot, my makeup just looks crazy and it's not a good look. But then I don't necessarily want something that is super matte and super full coverage either. Especially a lot of coverage is not something that I need. I think my skin is pretty nice. I don't feel I need to cover it that much, but I do still want to wear foundation. So Catrice launched this foundation and this one sounds amazing. I don't have the claims of this foundation right now, but basically it's a medium coverage 16-hour wear foundation. So the thing with Catrice is that while it is sold in Finland, the stands are pretty small and typically there is 4 foundation shades, although they do make way more shades than that. Of these foundations there's probably like 40 shades or something. I decided to order it from Notino. So first I got the shade 10 because typically in the Essence and Catrice foundation shade range the 10 is good shade for me. However, not this one. This is so light that I don't know if I'm able to use this even in winter, in the dead of winter when I have not seen sun in 2 months. My son just woke up, so he's with my husband, but if you hear some baby crying, it is him. So I don't know if I can even in winter use this without mixing it into darker foundation. That is how pale it is. So I decided to get another shade because I really wanted to try it. So I ordered the shade 25. And I am going to use that today. That seems to be a pretty nice match over there. So yeah, just wanted to mention about the shade range of this. It does have a really wide shade range, but it does run pretty light on the lighter side. So the number you typically go for in your Catrice foundations most likely will not be the number in this foundation. So I'm going to just put the foundation to my face and apply it with a damp sponge. That is how I always apply foundation. I don't like to use brushes because the result is not going to be the same if the brush is not clean, and I just don't bother washing my foundation brush every day. Also, I find these do make a foundation look always a little bit more natural. So let's apply this foundation. I do think that maybe this shade runs a little bit cool on my skin, especially now that I have tan. I don't know how the camera picks it up, but it looks a little bit like it pulls slightly grayish on my face. Maybe it's because I'm used to so yellow foundations, but oftentimes I actually feel that my foundation is more yellow than my skin, so that one also is not necessarily the best. So I don't want to judge the shade before I can see it in natural lighting and before my makeup is done. I got to say, I really do like this foundation. So I do have now 1 layer on, totally medium coverage. The coverage is just perfect for me, exactly what I would like when I do want to have nicer skin, because I feel for me, because I don't have a lot of breakouts, I don't have extreme redness, I think a full coverage foundation oftentimes can be a little bit too much, and I just don't think it's necessary. But then sometimes with lighter coverage foundations, especially if I apply it with a sponge, the coverage kind of disappears almost when I put it on. So I really do like the coverage of this. It's actually just what I hoped. The finish also looks really nice, kind of like a natural finish. It's not really dewy, but it's not matte either. It should be natural matte, it says. I don't think it's matte, at least applied with a sponge. I'm going to apply just a little bit more so that I can see how it builds. I don't want to put it like more to all over the place. I just want to put where I feel I need it. My nose is a little bit red, so there at least. It maybe builds a little bit, but I don't think this is going to be a full coverage foundation by any means. But I really do like how it looks. So far I really do like the foundation, but of course this is just first impression. Today I'm filming already in the afternoon, so I cannot do a wear test or anything, but it looks really promising right now. But let's move on to concealer. I'm going to use some under eye corrector before my concealer. Today I need to take a new kind of like professional-ish picture. The purpose I'm going to take the picture for is to my LinkedIn profile. I want to do a kind of subtle, everyday appropriate professional type of makeup today. So the makeup look is not going to be too exciting, but let's be real, my makeup looks are never that exciting these days. I am a student. I do study in what is called University of Applied Sciences, Business Administration. And I am specifying in financial administration. I think it would be like my dream to work in banking, but I'm also open to other things like accounting and stuff, because I know there's quite a bit of competition when it comes to jobs in banks, so I want to be open for different options. However, in my school there is really two ways where you can specialize, so it is either going to be financial administration, or then it's going to be sales and marketing. Basically in my studies I have learned that I am not really that much of a creative person. I think I kind of knew it before, but my studies were the confirmation for it. So in my school there is about a year and a half of studies that are for all, and after that you specialize into whatever you like to. But in the beginning it is both financial administration and then sales and marketing, and then kind of like everything in between. That was my son, he likes to yell like that. So I have also studied some courses of marketing, kind of basic stuff, but I have learned that I'm not a creative person really at all. Like if I have to be creative, I find that is so much more exhausting to my brain. Like I need to try too hard and then I feel all of my ideas suck. But then some people that I have became friends with at school are clearly more creative people, and they are specializing in marketing, and they find that accounting and all of that is just too difficult and boring, when I just love different numbers. Oh, by the way, I noticed when I was applying powder that the foundation went more matte, but it's still really natural looking, so not dry and cakey, so it looks really nice. Now I'm just doing my brows. I'm using a dark brown eyeshadow to do them. Okay, so next I'm going to do my eyeshadow. I have recently had some weird irritation on my eyelids, so because of that I have not worn a lot of eyeshadow now in September. I had quite a bit of that irritation already in summer, so now I have decided to really figure out what is actually causing it. I also did buy a cream that is meant for irritated and dry eyelids, and that has helped. But now it has been probably a week since I have last worn eyeshadow, so unfortunately in my next update for my eyeshadow panning project there's not going to be as good progress, but I'm really trying to figure out what is causing the irritation. My best guess at the moment is that it is the Huda Beauty Shimmer eyeshadow formula, because that one is really gritty and glittery and feels dry on my lids. During the last week I have not worn any eyeshadow. One day I did use my eyeshadow primer and that didn't seem to cause any problems. I think the upcoming week I'm going to focus on using my older Dirty Palm eyeshadows. That is also something that could cause the irritation, and if the irritation comes back then I know it's these and they're probably expired and I maybe need to throw them away. But if I don't get any irritation out of these, I am going to test the Huda Beauty eyeshadows in the end of the month. And if I get irritation out of those, I need to then decide what I'm going to do with them, because they're not expired for sure, they're not even a year old. So today I'm going to do a really subtle eyeshadow look. I'm just going to use these two colors. I want to have some emphasis on my eyes, but I don't want the look to be too heavy, because really easily if I do dark eyeshadow I'm just going to look tired, and quite honestly I'm going to look older. I feel when I was younger my face could tolerate stronger makeup looks, but now that I am in my 30s it's a totally different story. If I'm going to do a black smoky eye, it instantly adds like 10 years. Also, if I get a job I will need to start getting ready really quickly, and I probably want to do some eyeshadow because it can give a more put together impression of you, and I enjoy eyeshadow. But I don't want to spend too much time on eyeshadow in the morning, so I kind of want to create a signature look that is quick and easy. So we're kind of going to test it today. So I'm just going to use two eyeshadows, kind of like a mid-toned eyeshadow on the outer part of my lid and a light eyeshadow on the inner part of my lid, and then I'm going to use a dark brown eyeshadow as an eyeliner. I have just realized, and I have always known it, but I have now really realized and accepted that my preference in makeup is to have a more minimal eye makeup with a little bit more emphasis on my lips. Okay, so I'm going to do my eyeliner and mascara off camera so that I don't ruin my makeup while talking, so I will be right back. So I'm going to do bronzer next, and I will use the darker shade from this Too Faced bronzer. I'm working on this bronzer. I know I cannot finish this dark shade before my tan has completely worn off, so that's probably going to be the next summer that this will be gone. But I will say, if I went to work, I probably wouldn't use this darker one because it can be quite dark. However, because I'm going to take a picture, I want to sculpt my face just a little bit more. But if it was like in person, I would prefer my bronzer to be more subtle. So something that I also wanted to talk about, and that has to do with my studies, is that from now on I cannot anymore promise to do 2 YouTube videos a week. In August I uploaded 2 videos a week, so Monday was a beauty video and then Friday was fashion style or then personal development video. And I don't know if any of you noticed that I missed my Friday's upload, and I just had to accept that I cannot keep up with the 2 videos a week anymore. My kids are at the daycare, however, if you have kids you know that when they go to daycare they are sick a lot. So this week they were at the daycare only a day and a half. I had to get them early on Tuesday. It is what it is, but it also means that during days I cannot study as much as I'm supposed to. So I can only study when they are taking a nap. It is typically from an hour to 2. But I just need way more time, so it means that in the evening I need to study too, and I don't have that much time for hobbies like YouTube. Although I do get some AdSense money from YouTube, so you know, if it was a hobby that didn't pay anything, I probably wouldn't use even as much time on it as I do right now. Although I don't necessarily make YouTube for money, this is not something I want to make my career out of. I do not want to be an influencer or a celebrity, but the fact that if I post more videos, I can get more AdSense money and a little bit more extra income, especially as a student whose money is kind of tight to begin with. Of course, it motivates me to post more videos, and that's one reason why I have wanted to post 2 videos a week. But in the end of the day, I'm not able to make my living out of YouTube, so because of that, it cannot be my top priority. And then when it comes to my hobbies, for my personal well-being, I do want to prioritize fitness over YouTube right now. Especially since I study only using my computer. My studies are currently only online. I do look the computer screen a lot during the days. So then it is just better for my well-being, for my brain, to get out a long walk with the dog or to go to gym. Yeah, unfortunately I had to take a step back with my YouTube goals. Maybe at some point it will change or maybe not, but for now I'm going to promise only 1 video a week, and it's going to be on Monday, and it's going to be usually beauty, but sometimes Monday's video could also be style. And then Friday's video is going to be style or other topics like personal development. For example, my monthly reset videos, which don't do that well when it comes to the views, but I really love doing them because I feel they are helpful for me. The blush I just used is the Orangey Tone Shimmery Blush from the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gas Palette. This blush is so beautiful. I really do love it. And I'm of course using my Essence Pure Nude highlighter in Be My Highlight. This is just such a beautiful, natural but still visible highlighter. It's absolutely stunning. It looks like a high-end highlighter. And also the packaging of this is not as bad as some of the Essence powder packaging is. But I find that highlighter doesn't work for me as an inner corner highlight, so I'm going to use the highlight from the Charlotte Tilbury Nude Gas Palette. Then we do have lips left. As I said, I do prefer the way I look when I do have light eyes and a little bit more emphasis on lips. But at the same time, since I am taking kind of like a professional photo, I don't want to have too bold lipstick. So I do have 2 options. The first one is the Charlotte Tilbury, I don't know, the lipstick is from the wedding whatever collection, and this one is in the shade Nude Romance. So this is like a brownish nude. I'm going to try this first, but sometimes this feels a little bit lackluster, and if it feels like that, then the another option would be the KVD liquid lipstick in Lolita 2. This one then again might be a little bit too bold, especially since liquid lipstick, unless you plot it on, which I don't want to do and risk it like smearing all over. It can be a little bit too crisp line. So because of that, I will first try the Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I will apply off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so my camera cut me off because it always cuts the video after 30 minutes. So I decided I might as well do my hair and accessories off camera, although I will need to switch to another watch maybe. This is the finished look. I actually really do like this lipstick now that the eye look is really light, so that the emphasis is, it's more on the lips, but the eyes are not bare either. And my hair, I decided to go for a low bun. That is the hairstyle I wear the most these days, because I don't like the length of my hair, but also because it's always sleek and it stays off my face. Oh, and I still want to talk about the foundation. This foundation looks absolutely beautiful. I'm going to get a little bit closer. It looks stunning. So it is medium coverage and we'll see how it wears. As I said, unfortunately today I cannot do a wear test. It is already 3:30 p.m. so the wear test will need to wait, but I will update you later on this, of course. And now that I have the full face of makeup, I think the shade totally is right. It matches my neck area and everything, although when I first put it on it looked like it might pull a little bit gray, but I think it's more due to the fact that I have been wearing foundations that are a little bit more yellow, but then they might be more yellow what I actually need. I have recently been maybe questioning my color season and the whole seasonal color analysis. Also, I totally want to film a video about that later. And it's not that much that I feel I was mistyped. I really think that in that system I would fall under a warm season, and I just don't think I have brightness enough to be a spring, so I think autumn is correct. But what I have been struggling with is that even in the autumn color palette, it is so hard for me to know which colors are actually the ones that work. I feel a lot of those colors that are supposed to be good for warm autumn are just not good. So that's totally something I want to talk about in a later video. But yeah, I really do like this look. I love the foundation, I love the lipstick, I love the eyeshadow look, I love everything. So that is really everything for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. If you're not subscribed already, I would love it if you subscribed, and I hope to see you in my next one. Bye bye.